I would also request our CEO SK Yadav to please join us.
सिद्धेश सिद्धेश
Come on, a huge round of applause, everyone! It's a very special announcement, a very special occasion indeed. Our very own app, BAB app for all. Congratulations to the company. Over to you, sir.
Good afternoon. So, I hope you all are good today, and we are hoping many things. We are hoping many investment opportunities as well. So now it's time to launch the bar pair, and it's like it's very huge. BAPEP is especially, it's a community for startups, for investors, and especially service providers for the startup specific services, right? So it will be a specific platform for the startups, investors, and service providers for the startups. So I need. So this is an app where you can reach out to your investor easily. So now if we are using LinkedIn, so we have to do so many messages to so many investors, right? But this platform is very simple. You can reach to your investors. You can reach, if you are an investor, you want to reach to the right startup, you can reach them. And if you are a service provider, you want to sell your services to the startups, you can sell your services easily. So it's like it's a platform where like you can book appointments with investors. You can book consultation session here, and it's a community app as well. So you can share your social media things as well. Right. So we are launching it today. It will be live from today onwards. You can download it on Google Play Store and Apple App Store. Thank you.
So this is a glimpse of our app. Hope everyone is already downloading it. Open your mobile, download it, and keep rocking, guys. Come on. Such a wonderful platform indeed. In fact, in future, if I plan to do something of my own, I would definitely approach this company for sure. Such a wonderful platform for so many of you all, so many young business tycoons I am seeing already, taking all over the world.
In today's scenario, there are multiple players, well-funded players in the market that are currently working in the field of resale cars, bikes, and commercial vehicles. But every player is talking up. So now that is the catch that we have. I have my co-founder Samir Tilak, who's again 30 years experienced in his tech coding platform, and he's made various multiple platforms and various multiple very good domain knowledge. I have our CEO is Ajay Singh. He's worked with Furlenco, worked with multiple other startups, and now heading our operations and channel sales for us. We have a tech company called Josh Software that is there with us in terms of our software development partner. So jumping back to the experience. Why did we started? Why we did this? So whenever you want to sell your vehicle in today's scenario, so we catch a two-wheeler. You want to sell your bike. You have a couple of options. Some options are your resale dealers. Some options are the multiple portals that are there available. But every portal, every auction player, every player in the market currently purchases the inventory. They hold the inventory, they refurb, and then they sell. So if, let's take an example of a bike, Activa. A 2012 Activa, if it is supposed to be sold at 25,000 rupees, you are actually getting 18,000 for the bike. You are being the seller, being the owner of the bike, you are supposed to get 25,000, but the middle margin has been taken care by the middleman in the play in today's scenario. Bitwheels here is solving that problem through our transparent auction platform. We are a zero inventory platform. We do not stock up. It's a pure transparent platform wherein the buyer meets the seller straight away on live auction. We earlier started our marketplace in C2C, and now we've pivoted our model to B2B in current scenario. The opportunity, the business cycle in India, if we talk about the resale market of India, is a very big market. The resale market comprises of an $84 billion market in today's scenario, which again is divided into your two-wheeler category, your four-wheeler category, and your commercial vehicle category. But for us, our major targets are the tier 1 cities that are there in the country. They will be a supply side of the market, and tier 2 cities will be the demand side of the market. There, as we said, we've pivoted into B2B section. Currently, there are two problems in B2B that we are facing. We are actually the wholesale sellers for your ICICI Bank, IndusInd Bank, and other financial institutions. So they have a problem in today's scenario. All the loan repo vehicles that they procure, they cannot sell it directly. They have limited number of vendors tied up with them, and they sell it to them only. Come Bitwheels, we provide them straight one platform wherein we are connecting them to all the multiple dealers in the market. We are also connecting them to end customers in the market through live auctioning. So we are solving their problem straight away by selling the vehicle at a very good price. Similarly, with the dealer problem in today's scenario, dealers in the market today work in a very unorganized manner. They do not have a straight approach. They do not inspect the vehicle properly as expected and demand the price accordingly. But in Bitwheels, we are solving all their problems through our auction portal, through our application wherein we are doing a complete checklist of the vehicle, and then the vehicle is uploaded. So the seller also knows the actual price of the vehicle. The process flow is very simple. Anyone who wants to sell the vehicle, they show their interest. Once the interest is received, our inspection officer goes, he inspects the entire vehicle. There are different checklists for every segment. For a two-wheeler, it's 120 checklists. For a four-wheeler, it's 280 points. For a commercial vehicle, it's around 400 points. So we complete the checklist. Along with the checklist and details and videos, it's uploaded for live auctioning. Once, and seller can see the live auction on his application and mobile phone. Once the auction is completed, he can see the top 3 bids. If he likes the price, he clicks on confirmation, and straight away the buyer's details is shared with the seller, and they conclude the deal. Any other services provided as RC transfer, your loan, your insurance, or servicing for a matter of fact, is then charged separately by us. So it's a very simple value proposition that we have today in current scenario for our buyers as well as sellers. It's just a common value proposition. We provide a transparent auction platform with minimum subscription charges. So there is no hidden cost and no price variation that happens, and that is currently the biggest problem in today's market. We have our competitors in board. So our closest competitors I'll talk about is True, because we are into the auction platform wherein we auction the live vehicles. True does the classified listing manner. Again, in classified listing manner, what an end customer does in today's scenario is he collect bids from multiple players and then negotiate on individual level. Whereas we are completing all the hassle for him and doing it on our platform itself. Our demand and supply is, as we clearly said, we've tied up with ICICI Bank. We have contracts with ICICI Bank Pan India. We have contracts with IndusInd Bank for Pan India. We have exclusive contracts with Government of Maharashtra for the entire Maharashtra. We have signed a contract with Bajaj recently. We are signing contracts with other banks and commercial financial institutions, so that we create a continuous supply for our business. And in this business, supply is a very big problem for a dealer or for any other player in the market. And for supply is the reason that players are burning money in marketing. For us, we've taken care of that part clearly. One contract with ICICI Bank itself is giving us 8,000 vehicles a year. So that is the number that we are talking about. It's a multiple number of holes that we are doing business in. And in terms of our demand side, it's simple. We are tying up with local vendors and end customers, whoever want to participate in the auction.
So we have 2 minutes left on the presentation.
So this is a very important slide. Now, traction till date that we've done. We started in the year 2018. We were able to achieve 12x growth from 2018 to 2021 last year. And now we're currently again projecting 9,600. That is still on the reserve side because, as I told, ICICI Bank alone we have a contract of 8,000 vehicles. There are multiple other players that have signed contracts with us for a number of vehicles. In terms of dealer registered, we've done a growth of 6x since the time of inception, and we are planning to grow it much further ahead as we go down the line. Our user registration is completely gone way above. We've grown 25%, 25x in terms since inception. As we are growing, our marketing, people are getting aware about us. People are using our platform because it's an actual value for money that you're providing. At a subscription of 99 and 399, that is the cheapest that anyone can use to sell their vehicle and get the actual price. Our future projections will be negative EBITDA in the first year and the second year, and from third year onwards we'll start showing positivity in profits. Our ask for the day is 3.5 crores. The ask is simple. It is divided mostly into operations because we have contracts for Pan India. So our major expense is going to be in operations and in tech development and marketing.
So would request all the investors to start their Q&A because we're short of time and it's 10 minutes for presentation.
Our future roadmap is simple. In the next 2 years, we want to enter the entire country through in B2B segment, and then post that 24-25, we'll go for a bigger race for B2C and C2C market in the market.
Proceeding to the next segment, the most awaiting segment and the most interesting one, we have expert session from Mr. Devesh Chawla, and the topic is very interesting. I must tell you all that seeing investing from an investor's lens. It's a very interesting one. Please, sir, over to you. Come on with a huge round of applause. It's going to be a very interesting segment.
So good afternoon everyone. So the topic, can I speak without a mic or you need a mic? Without a mic? Mic, okay. Is it okay if I move? That's fine. Okay, perfect. So the topic is seeing from investor's lens, right? Seeing investing. So let me understand from everyone sitting here, आप लोग के हिसाब से आपको क्या लगता है? What do you think an investor looks while he invests into a startup or into a company? Any idea? थोड़ा बहुत यहाँ पे questions सब idea आ गया होगा या शायद कहीं पढ़ा होगा कहीं देखा होगा. But what is your point of view? What do you all feel? Problem का solution अच्छा है तो investor पैसा डालेगा. Okay, fine. Scale. अगर scalable है business तो पैसा डालेगा. Okay, fine. Yes. Founding team very important. Team में दम है तो पैसा डालेगा. Yes, बोलिए. जी. Impact to the society. Absolutely right. Vision. Exit plan. Absolutely important. Sorry. Market. How big is the market? Perfect. Return. कितना पैसा इन्वेस्टर को मिलेगा at the end of the day? बराबर है. एकदम. Value proposition. Absolutely right. Technology and product. IT. Unit test. Uniqueness. Unfair advantage क्या है उसका? Uniqueness क्या है? Perfect. Traction. Okay. Anything else? ठीक है, almost सब कुछ cover हो गया, right? So session will complete. Yes.
A
visionary person. So वो जो last में जो दोनों बैठे हैं ना, I think उनका काफी important है point. जहाँ पे team बोल रहे हैं, visionary impact, vision of the founders is very important. So now this is what I would say from my perspective. When I keep investing in companies, how do I invest? What do I look at? And we can also ask the investor sitting here, do they also have a similar thought process or not? पता चल जाएगा कि कितना ये इसमें material है what I'm talking about. So usually whatever we all talked about in terms of how scalable the business is, what's the revenue model, what's the technology, what's the unfair advantage, we all feel investors look at that. But usually most investors that I deal with or where I invest my money, I give only 30% focus to this point. 70% goes on the entrepreneur and the team and the ability of the team to actually deliver. Because at the end of the day, execution matters. So 70% is the team, 30% is the business plan, which comprises of all of these things you said. In fact, whenever I am investing in a company, for me, what I look at is the entrepreneur needs to have two things. One is a business plan and the other is a PDF. So when I'm saying PDF, it's not the Adobe PDF, but I call PDF as P stands for perseverance, D stands for discipline, and F stands for focus. And for me, these three things have a very important role before I decide to invest into any company. So the bet is on the jockey and not on the horse. Many a time it happens that we come across a lot of businesses where the business can be a next billion-dollar business, but the execution capability of the founding team isn't there. We usually step back. On the contrary, the business may be an okayish business, but the founders are very enterprising, and that's where the money is on the table. Let me spend a minute on talking about why perseverance, why discipline, and why focus. So we all have heard of Colonel Sanders, who started KFC, right? He started at the age of 63, 65, and I think he had close to 1,009 failed attempts before what KFC is in the market. We have all heard of Disney, right? So before Disney came into being, there were around 313 failed attempts. We all have heard about Thomas Edison's electricity that we're using. He had 10,000 failed attempts, right? But all of them were perseverant. What happens today is we make 1 attempt, 2 attempts, 5 attempts, 10, 20, 25 attempps, and then we are like, nahi ho raha hai, business change karna padega, kuch aur sochna padega. The perseverance is not there, and that is very important. One needs to keep persevering unless and until you don't reach the goal that you have started for. So I think that is very important. Usually you cannot decide all of this in one meeting with the entrepreneur. So usually before we invest, we take at least 40-45 days before the money is with the entrepreneur. Of course, कोई events किए हैं जहाँ पे on the spot investing किए जैसे Shark Tank जैसे events हैं, तो वैसे एक 10-minute million होता है IIT बॉम्बे के अंदर, where we have 10 minutes to decide to invest up to $1 million on the spot. So वहाँ पे कहीं पे ऐसे 10 मिनट के अंदर invest कर लिया है, but usually the investment when it happens, we spend a lot of time, at least with the founding team, to understand whether they have these qualities. The second is discipline. So why discipline? Because many a time when we're investing into a company, what we are seeing that the startup has been running very frugally. He has been cutting corners. He has been saving money. He's been using the most minimum resources and maximizing his output. But usually when the funding happens, and I've seen that in multiple cases, the startup behaves like one analogy that I can draw is like a college student who got his first salary, he wants to blow the entire money. In fact, my wife, when she heard me speaking this analogy at a place, she said, you can give a better example. It's like when your wife gets the husband's credit card and she said you can go and splurge the money the entire day. So that's the kind of discipline that goes out of the window in most of the cases, and that is what is actually leads to the downfall of the startup or for any company for that matter. And third is focus. I'm sure जब अभी लॉकडाउन था तो हम लोग सब लोगों ने घर बैठ के दूरदर्शन महाभारत देख रहे थे, right? So everyone has seen Mahabharat during that time. So when even I was watching Mahabharat, I saw one scene there where Dronacharya was teaching archery to the Kauravas and Pandavas. And at that point of time, he first called him Duryodhan. He asked him, what all can you see? He said that, I can see a bird hanging in the air, I can see the bird's face, I can see some clouds in the background. He said, okay, fine, you move aside. He calls him Yudhishthira. He asks him, what all can you see? He said, I can see the bird's face, I can see the bird's beak, I can see the bird's eyes. He said, okay, you move aside. He calls him Arjun. He asks him, what all can you see? He says, I can see the bird's eye. He again asks him, what all can you see? He says, I can see the bird's eye. Let's shoot, and hits the bird's eye. And we all know that he was one of the best archer of his time. So that laser sharp focus is pretty important. So for me, what happens is when we invest, or when I invest, or when all of us invest together, the founding team is very important, and that PDF is very important. The team has to be perseverant, has to be disciplined, has to be focused, and the rest then goes about how scalable the business is, what's the revenue plan, etc. etc.
Rolling.
Sir, tell us something about this BAP app. What is the startup factory and BAP app all about?
Okay, hi. So first I'll tell you about BAP app. BAP app is a community-based platform where you can connect with investors, you can connect with startups, you can connect with service providers. Like if you want to get your valuation of your company, then you can just connect with the verified valuators from this platform. If you want to listen some pitches, if you are investor, you want ki I just want to listen some pitches. So you can request to the startup and you can schedule the meeting. If you are the startup, if you want to meet with investor, and you can request investor as well, and you can schedule the meeting directly, and you can chat there, you can call them, you can meet them.
Sir, talking about this, today there was a launch of the BAP app. Many of the startups have come up. Sir, did you ever realize that this startup would come in this launch only?
Yes, I would expecting definitely, because we have ever seen like we are doing events last from 6 months in different cities. This is our 7th event, right? So in every event we are getting this much of crowd. Why we launched it today? Because we are in the financial capital of the India, and like there are many investors in Mumbai. All the leading VC houses, all the leading HNIs are live there in Mumbai. So that's why we launched this app from Mumbai only.
What according to you, what will be the features of this app, and why should
So,
a person
like-
come and take part in this app?
Right. So what is the feature of or what is the USP of this application? Because nowadays there are many startups in India, there are lots of investors in India as well. But सबसे बड़ा जो challenge है startups के लिए, to finding the right investor, connecting investor on right time. You have started your startup today, and you are like you have wasted your 6 months in searching investor or right investor only, right? So this app will make easy to find the right investor, to make the right investment deals, to find the right vendors. Like every startup also consumer as well. Like you have to buy different services from different vendors. So you can find the right vendors for your startup as well.
As a common man, when we go for a startup, so we see that there are many innovations, like whether we should invest or not, whether we'll get the right investor or not.
Right. So there is a community feature in this app. So you can connect with the experts. You can find like how to connect with investors. If you have some question, you can ask from the community. If you need some mentorship, if you need some expert advice. So there are plenty of investors, plenty of experts, plenty of good like-minded people are available on this platform. So you can get free advice as well on this platform. Thank you.
So first of all, tell us something about this BAP app.
Okay, so BAP app basically is an incubator. So right now, what the world is facing is a lot of entrepreneurship and a lot of startups coming in, right? But they are unable to actually get the investors. I mean, they don't have the way out, the network to actually reach the investors. So we are coming out with a revolutionary app, which is BAP. So you can register yourself on the app, and you can list your startup, and there'll be investors registered on the app as well. You are registered there. Any investor with any bracket size, say for example he wants to invest 50,000 or 1 lakh, right? It's kind of a crowdfunding. So he'll be taking a look at your startup directly from the app, and he'll be investing if it looks lucrative. So it's something which is a revolution in the market right now, and we are coming out with this app with a lot of hopes.
Today at the launch of this app, we have seen many startups coming up with this new revolutionary ideas, like some with agricultural things, some with different startups. So what do you think, how according to you is the thing going on in the market? And
See, to be honest with you, this is no hidden fact that from now till the next 2 decades, it's just startups which will gonna rule. It's just new entrepreneurs, new entrepreneurship which will gonna rule. Because the old orthodox business practices are, running out of the market right now. And the old businessmen, they are also interested in investing in all these new entrepreneurs and startups, because they're coming out with a lot of innovative ideas. Like you have seen, you are witnessing 25 new ideas in 5 hours on this event, right? And huge names, huge HNIs who are interested in these events, they're attending the events. I mean, they don't have time in their schedule, but they're bringing out time, they're spacing out time to attend these kinds of events. So you can, understand that what exactly the market is holding for startups, and we as Startup Factory are actually mentoring these startups. We are letting them know, we are awareing them. I mean, we are actually creating an awareness that what should be the right step to go for fundraising. So this is what we are doing in the market. We are helping out these new entrepreneurs.
Especially when we talk about startups, so we need a lot of funding, and we need a lot of marketing things, and all these things should be there. Then only we can do a startup.
Correct.
So according to you, what will be the criteria for the startup factory to, if we do a startup in your app, and what will be the criteria?
See, fundraising is a process. If somebody is telling you they can raise funds for you in overnight, it is not possible. It's a process. You have to go through all the steps to actually raise funds. And we, as Startup Factory, are letting you know. We are actually a support system to you to know what those steps and process is. So that is what we are creating. We are not just creating these events. We are not only letting you raise funds, but we are actually making you aware about your own startup in a better way. That what improvisations you can bring in your own startup to look at more lucrative.
Talking about the USP of this app, what will be the USP? Why should people come and start in your app startup thing?
So currently in the market, there is nothing like it. I mean, there are a lot of apps which will let you put money in, say for example, marketplace, or which will let you put money in crypto. But how about startups, right? If, say for example, someone is interested to put 50,000 rupees in a startup, I mean, he doesn't have a way out. He doesn't have anything. And that startup who's actually looking for exactly 20 people who can put 50,000 so he can raise 10 lakh rupees, he doesn't have those 20 people, right? So this app is actually a binding bridge between these two startups and crowd, and that is why this is a marketplace for crowdfunding, and this is a revolution in the market. Yeah, thank you.
My name is Santosh, and I'm the founder and CEO of Global Startup Factory Foundation and entire RNS group of companies.
Okay, talking about this BAP app, we have launched the BAP app. So what do you have to say about the BAP app?
So BAP app is a revolutionary app in startup industry. Basically, BAP app stands for Business Allocator Aggregator Provider. बाप ऐप जो है स्टार्टअप्स, इन्वेस्टर्स और मेंटोर्स के लिए एक ऐसा प्लेटफॉर्म है, एक ऐसा स्पैम फ्री प्लेटफॉर्म है जहां से स्टार्टअप्स इन्वेस्टर्स के साथ कनेक्ट कर सकते हैं, इन्वेस्टर्स एक पोटेंशियल स्टार्टअप को वहां पे फाइंड कर सकते हैं, साथ ही साथ स्टार्टअप्स मेंटोर्स फाइंड कर सकते हैं, रिलेवेंट स्पेसिफिक इंडस्ट्री के अकॉर्डिंग अपना मेंटोर वहां से फाइंड कर सकते हैं. So if I talk about features, then it's a completely spam-free platform for startup investors and mentors. So features की अगर हम बात करें तो एक स्टार्टअप को इन्वेस्टर के साथ कनेक्ट करना है तो वहाँ पे कनेक्ट करके वर्चुअली उनके साथ कनेक्ट हो सकता है, अपनी वैल्यूएशंस, अपने पिच डेक्स, एवरीथिंग वो वहाँ पे अपलोड कर सकता है, जो कि ईजी टू एक्सेस रहेगी इन्वेस्टर्स के लिए भी. और साथ ही साथ फीचर्स की अगर हम बात करें तो इन्वेस्टर स्टार्टअप्स की प्रोफाइल बहुत अच्छे से देख सकता है, कहाँ कहाँ पे इन्वेस्ट किया है, कितनी कंपनीज़ में इन्वेस्ट किया है, ग्रोथ पोर्टफोलियो क्या है, बकेट साइज़ क्या है. साथ ही साथ स्टार्टअप्स को भी अगर इन्वेस्टर्स की पोर्टफोलियो देखना है तो वो भी वहाँ पे इस प्लेटफॉर्म पे देख सकते हैं. सो स्टार्टअप इंडस्ट्री की अगर हम बात करें तो स्टार्टअप्स कुछ टाइम पहले, बहुत सालों पहले सिलिकॉन वैली एक ऐसा सिटी था जहाँ पे स्टार्टअप्स का बहुत बड़ा बूम था. लेकिन अगर इफ़ आई टॉक अबाउट इंडिया, तो इंडिया अब एक इमर्जिंग कंट्री बन रही है जहाँ पे स्टार्टअप की अगर हम बात करें तो बहुत सारी इंडिया के ऐसी सिटीज़ हैं जो सिलिकॉन वैली के जैसे ही स्टार्टअप्स का बूम लेकर आ रही हैं. सो यूएसपी की अगर हम बात करें तो ये कम्प्लीटली स्पैम फ्री प्लेटफॉर्म है. यहाँ पे सिर्फ स्टार्टअप्स, इन्वेस्टर्स, मेंटोर्स एंड स्पेसिफिक फाउंडर्स या मैं बात करूँ स्पेसिफिक डायरेक्टर्स जो अपनी कंपनीज़ के वही लोग यहाँ पे रहेंगे. कोई भी HR या कोई भी मार्केटिंग एग्जीक्यूटिव्स विल बी नॉट देयर ऑन दिस ऐप.
ये मेन फाउंडर